Alright YouTube, so we are back, of course, talking about some Final Fantasy VII kind of as a whole. What we have is upcoming in less than a week on May 7th. We have a live stream for The First Soldier, the upcoming Final Fantasy VII mobile battle royale game set like 30 years before the events of the first game. And here on the channel, of course, we try to cover everything related to Final Fantasy VII. Mostly it's remake, but we also try to cover anything and everything in regards to Ever Crisis and also The First Soldier. So whenever this live stream happens on May 7th, we're definitely going to cover, whatever is shown here. And given that they're holding an entire, live stream event for The First Soldier, there's going to be some new stuff here. Potentially some live gameplay, hopefully a new trailer, and I assume a release date or window. I feel like this is a guarantee. Because this game is supposed to come out sometime within 2021, and this is happening on, May 7th, so we're already damn near halfway through this year. So we definitely got to be getting some sort of, idea of when this game is dropping relatively soon, you'd think. And as for The First Soldier, we're kind of on the fence about it, right? It's something I'm looking forward to for the lore, and it might end up being fun, I don't know, but I'm also not super into mobile games, much less mobile, shooter games, third-person BR games. That's just not really what I'm into, but I would definitely give it a shot, at least check it out and see what they have to offer here. What's the point of this game? It has to exist for a reason. Obviously, part of that's to make some goddamn money for microtransactions, but there's some lore to be had here, some story somewhere. Something else that's pretty interesting that's a bit under the radar about this event is that there's actually going to be new information for Intergrade there. It's weird because, only the Japanese, sources have mentioned Remake being there. If you go to, the Remake, English Twitter account or the First Soldier English Twitter account, they don't mention discussing Remake at all. But if you come on over here to the Japanese Remake Twitter account, you can see when they're talking about the First Soldier event, they also say at the end of the broadcast, hashtag FF7R. We will also release the latest information on Intergrade, so please have a look at Nomura. Also, if you come on over to the Japanese Square Enix website and translate the webpage, it says new information on Final Fantasy VII Remake Intergrade. So yeah, I just thought it was super weird that the English sites and sources aren't promoting that, hey, we're also going to talk about Remake here, because this is a hard sell. This is a mobile only, as of right now, battle royale set in the Final Fantasy VII universe. There's obviously going to be an audience for this, and it might end up being a pretty big mobile game. I don't know, but I gotta assume just on paper, nobody was asking for an FF7 battle royale, so it might be a hard sell. So you think they'd want to, kind of play up the fact that they're also going to talk about Remake there. That way you get more eyes on this live stream, because people that may not be that interested in First Soldier might check it out just for the new Intergrade information, and maybe they're going to see something in regards to First Soldier that makes them want to play it when it comes out. Anyways, again, this event will be taking place on May 7th at 4 a.m. PDT time. So for me, that'll be 6 a.m. my time. That is super goddamn early, so I don't blame anybody that doesn't really want to watch it. That's about the time that I get up anyways, so I'll be able to probably catch this. But regardless, we'll cover whatever is shown here. Now, in regards to Intergrade, I really don't know, because they say it's the new information for Intergrade, but is it just going to be kind of repeating the stuff we've already talked about in somewhat recent videos, because those are technically still new information, or are they going to actually be showing some new stuff, like a new trailer, new images, new story, whatever? I always see people whenever we talk about new information for Intergrade saying they don't want to see any more, and I do kind of understand it, because it is just a 2-chapter DLC. How much more can they talk about and show? Obviously there's plenty that we don't know yet, but it's at a certain point you're probably showing too much, so I can kind of understand people that want to avoid information when it comes to this DLC. As for First Soldier, we kind of already covered it in the earlier part of the video, but I just expect some new gameplay, maybe live gameplay, new trailer, possible release date. Other than my dudes, that is the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you guys aren't new. We'll stay updated with more Final Fantasy VII Remake, Intergrade, Intermission, UP DLC, First Soldier, Ever Crisis information. That was kind of hard to do off the top of my head with the first take. Turn on all my notifications, follow me on Twitter, dashingdavidbusiness, and my Discord, links to my social networks are in the description. Into the outro. Later, guys.
Used to care what people thought, but now I care more, and nobody out here's got it figured out. So therefore, I've lost all hope of a happy ending, depending on whether or not it's worth it. So insecure, no one's perfect. We spend it with no shame. We blow that like Coltrane. We in here like Rogaine, or leave it like Cobain.